Hey, yo, what's up? Time to get some tier list action ready. Alright. Welcome to Tier List Thursdays. Every Thursday I'm going to make a new tier list for y'all. I really enjoy making these tier lists. And letting you guys know my opinions. So today we're going to be doing a Power Rangers series tier list. Let's start off with the OG, Mighty Morphin. Rita's Dumpster. Nah, that's not going to Rita's Dumpster. I mean, I really like this series. It's the most bare bones basic Power Rangers formula. But really all these were. But I like the Power Rangers bare bones basic formula. All the series up until Turbo were bare bones basic. Turbo, I think, shifted the formula a little bit, and In Space just shifted it on its head. But now, right now, we're talking about Mighty Morphin. You know, they're teenagers with attitude. The original teenagers with attitude. Standout moment in this series has to be the Tommy arc. The Tommy original arc, the Green Ranger arc. Lord Zed's first appearance. And another one would have to be the destruction of the Zords. That really hit hard when the Zords were destroyed, the original Zords, and then they had to get new Zords for season, I think that was either in season 2 or season 3, Zed destroyed their Zords. So yeah, great series, bare bones basic formula, love the bare bones basic formula. The reason why I'm actually doing this tier list is because they're thinking of doing a Power Rangers kind of cinematic universe, kind of like MCU style. You know, I'm kind of going out of that, to be honest. Not really liking how I have to watch every single MCU movie to understand one of them. Perfect example of that being Infinity War. I love Infinity War, don't get me wrong. Infinity War is awesome, but that is because I have sat through every single Marvel movie up until Infinity War. And Endgame. Endgame was awesome too. But now, they need to switch it up a bit. They need to switch up the Marvel formula a little bit. But let's get off of Marvel and back onto Power Rangers. A Power Rangers cinematic universe. I would be on board to see that. I would be on board. Especially like a Time Force movie. If they made a Time Force movie, I am selling it. You guys will see later in this list. I love Time Force. SPD would be a pretty cool movie too. Obviously, they'd have to make Mighty Morphin. Dino Thunder would be an awesome movie. Ninja Storm would be cool. You know, that would be cool to see on the big screen. I feel like Ninja Storm would be a lot more comedic, just like the series. But yeah, let's move on with the series and stop talking about those movies. Bulk and Skull. Wait, no. Power Rangers Zeo. Sorry, I was looking over at the Bulk and Skull tier. Power Rangers Zeo, S tier. Oh no, that's not. That's A tier or Ultrazord tier. See, what I really like about Power Rangers Zeo is the villains. The villains were my favorite part of that show. That's what kind of bumps it ahead of. Actually, no, it's not ahead of Mighty Morphin. And I also like the arc where Jason returned as the Gold Ranger, obviously. But the villains were really cool in that show. King Mondo was really strong, a really strong main villain, and you got the side villains, which are Queen Machina, Sprocket, and the guy that threw the bomb. And then later on, you get the guy that threw the bomb. I don't remember his name exactly, but he was the one that made the monsters grow, and he was cool. And later on in the series, you get they shifted it up a little bit. You get Prince Gasket and his wife, and then they went back to basic formula and brought back King Mondo for that final battle, and that was awesome. What I really like about this series is that the Power Rangers were not the ones to defeat the villains. Zed and Rita were, really. I mean, yeah, the Power Rangers beat the villains, but Zed and Rita killed them off. Well, they didn't kill them off, but they definitely hindered them. They crashed their spaceship because of them. So yeah. And then in space, you see them come back, which is really cool. I don't think you see Sprocket come back in space. I think you just see Queen Machina and King Mondo come back. And then, obviously, in Forever Red, you get the rest of the Machine Empire, which kind of reminds me of Kamen Rider, how do you pronounce it? The Kamen Rider villains in that show. I think they reused those costumes in that episode. Still a really good episode, though. That was in Wild Force. That was the 10th anniversary. Yeah, I really like Zeo. Really like how the villain's legacy can live on past King Mondo and Queen Machina, and just a pretty good show in general. Turbo, yeah, both of them's called. Least favorite part about this show, the villain, Divatox is incredibly dumb. It has some incredibly stupid plans. And the stupid main villain is just the worst kind of main villain you can be. You're not even a threat. You're just there. The only time she was really a threat was when she blew up the command center, obviously. And I think she was kind of a threat in the original Power Rangers movie. So not the original Power Rangers movie, but Power Rangers Turbo Power Rangers movie, yeah. And then, yeah, she was a threat in that. She unleashed Malcor. Malcor was a huge threat. So really, she was the unleasher of the threat in that movie. And then, in the finale, she was the threat. She blew up the command center. And you know, that happened before. Goldar and Rito did it before. But there was a bottom level to the command center. They only blew up the top half. This time, she blew up the entire command. Divatox blew up the entire command center. And that was the end of the command center. And also, she captured Zordon. But one of my favorite points of this season was the shift. The Great Power Ranger shift. This was one of the first times in Turbo that the entire team, almost the entire team, got shifted. Cat got drifted up. Cat got off. Cat retired. Tommy retired. I can't remember his name. Adam. Adam retired. Aisha retired. Aisha? I don't think that was Aisha, was it? No, that was another girl. What was her name? She was the Yellow Ranger in Zeo 2. Anyway, she got shafted. And then, in comes TJ, Cassie, Ashley, and Carlos. Some of my favorite characters. You'll see why in space. Those are some of my favorite Power Rangers. Actually, I wouldn't say that's my favorite team, but that is my second favorite Power Rangers team of all time. I hope they bring those guys to the big screen. Actually, I wouldn't even say second. I would say one of my favorites. Probably definitely in the top 5. But yeah, Turbo, other than the Power Ranger shift, the Ranger shift, not that great of a series, I gotta admit. Some pretty dumb monsters, because the villain is the one that creates the monsters, and the villain in this series was dumb, so the monsters are gonna be dumb. Just kind of shifting this around a little bit. I don't know why I'm doing that. Trying to put the series in order, so that it's easier to drag them up. Here, let me just do that real quick. Okay. And then what time force? Okay, this is getting kind of tedious. I'm gonna just move on to In Space here. In Space, we went from one of the worst Power Rangers villains of all time to one of, if not the best Power Rangers villain of all time. Astronema is amazing. I love Astronema. She is definitely up there in S tier for the Power Rangers villains. This series is in S tier, or Morphin Master tier, as this list calls it. Yeah, I really like the story, the ongoing plot throughout In Space. All about finding Zordon and defeating Astronema, and actually defeating Dark Spectre. Dark Spectre is a really good not really, I wouldn't say he's a main threat, but he's a pretty good master threat. The Rangers don't even fight him. I don't even think they see Dark Spectre. Yeah, and then, yeah, because Darkonda blows up Dark Spectre, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, the Power Rangers do not even meet Dark Spectre. They only meet Astronema. I think they know of Dark Spectre, they just never meet him. And, hold on, I'm trying to do this. Let's move on to the next season. Oh no, we're still on In Space. I still want to talk about Zane, Andros, and all that. Andros, great Red Ranger. You know, I kind of thought it was a little bit strange that TJ was shafted as not strange. I mean, it made sense. We had to get another Blue Ranger at some point before the next season. But it kind of turned me off a little bit that he got shafted to Blue Ranger instead of Red Ranger, because as I said, TJ is one of my favorite Rangers. But I think, to be completely honest, I think I like him better as the Blue Ranger than the Red Ranger. Because Andros got to be the Red Ranger. Andros is awesome. I love Andros. He is one of the best Red Rangers. I said in Turbo that they were one of my favorite teams. That was really excluding Justin. In Space really does have the S tier team of Power Rangers. Um, every Ranger gets expanded on in this series. I mean, I would argue that Cassie kind of gets shafted to the side a little bit. Carlos, I would argue that if it were not for the Power of Black, whatever that episode is called, but that's the episode when why do I keep forgetting his name? The original Black Ranger comes back. Not Zach, but the Ranger after him. I can't believe I keep forgetting his name. It's like Andrew, no. Anyway, he comes back. And as you guys could see, I didn't really like the second team of Power Rangers in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But yeah, I don't remember his name, but he comes back. Really good episode for him. Really good episode for Carlos. Just a really good episode overall. It's like the Power of Black or something. If you guys haven't seen In Space yet, just watch it. It's a great series. I would suggest watching these series first because they're very anthologic, meaning that they follow from each other pretty closely. Like Mighty Morphin follows Zeo, Turbo follows Zeo, and In Space follows Turbo to a T. Actually, these two series are very connected in story wise. But you kind of get more of that emotional punch with Zordon his eventual death at the end of the series. If you watch from Mighty Morphin 2 In Space. So yeah, that is the end of the original story, the Zordon era, as some call it. And this was the true end to the Zordon era, Lost Galaxy. I need to go back and watch this one again. I'm not vibing with this one as much as some are. Chikina, a lot of people say she's as good as Astronomer. I don't know if I agree with that. Kind of have to go back and watch through the series again. But I do like Chikina. I do like the villains in the series. I really like the Kendrick's death. The Kendrick's death was very much a standout moment for me in this series, and that's when Chrome came back as the Pink Ranger, and then most likely afterward went back to go see Andros, and they were able to live happily ever after together as brother and sister, which is great. If you guys don't know who Chrome is, I'm not going to spoil that. You guys can go watch the In Space series for yourself and find out who Chrome is. But if you guys are watching this, you guys probably already know who Chrome is. So yeah. Great series right there, Lost Galaxy. Didn't really like the actual Lost Galaxy itself. I mean, it was alright, but the pirate villain in there I wasn't really vibing with the pirate theme or the pirate villains in I liked the flashback episode. That one was really good. Where Leo and see, I gotta go back and watch this again. I don't remember the Rangers' names. Oh crap. I don't remember the Rangers' names. All I remember is Kendricks, Maya, and Leo. And Leo had a brother too, but I can't remember his name. Darn it. Better than some of these other series though. Like, I don't know if I remember any of the names from some of these series. but we'll go through that when we get to those. But yeah, Lost Galaxy was a good series. I liked it okay. I mean, I did think it kind of followed In Space a little bit too much with the space theme, but it was far enough from In Space that I liked it. I still liked it. Magna Defender was another great arc in that series. So yeah, that was another standout moment, the Magna Defender arc. What's next? Power Rangers! Lightspeed rescue! The Rangers are coming, the city is falling, the danger will test you, better make it Lightspeed rescue! I love that song. I love that theme. Great theme. The show, in it of itself, I really like. These series up here are the ones I really like. These up here are like God tier I love. I mean, Lightspeed Rescue is a really good series. I like it a lot. Some of my favorite moments in that series are the base blowing up at the finale. In the finale, Banshira blowing the base up. Captain Mitchell finding his son, Ryan. I really like that. The Silver Ranger arc. Some others. Diabolico. I really like Diabolico as a villain. I would say that Diabolico was my favorite villain in this series. I mean, like, yeah, the son. I don't even remember the son's name. It was like, I can't remember. He was a prince. I know that because Queen Banshira was his mom. But yeah, really great series. I like the kind of more grounded take that they have on the series. With, you know, the heroes being firefighters and not like superheroes. I mean, they're still superheroes, but you guys know what I mean, right? Yeah. They're like firefighters and police officers instead of being like having superpowers, which in the other series they were kind of normal people before they got the powers too, but once they got their powers they were full-on Power Rangers. I like how in the series they don't take it on full-time, they actually need training, and they actually it's implied that they do training in Mighty Morphin, but and then in Zeo and Turbo, you kind of understand why they stopped training. They're more experienced and more seasoned fighters. And you do kind of see training in space. But Lost Galaxy, you don't get much training in that show. This one, you see them train a lot, like all the time. Like there was a whole episode about them having an off day from training, and they were all so happy. Yeah, I really like Lightspeed Rescue. Another standout character in here, Joel. I like Joel in this series. The cowboy. Yeah, he was funny. Fanboy of this series. I am a fanboy of this series. I love this series so much. So much. Oh, you're going to bet. Oh my gosh. Time Force, guys. Time Force. If you guys watch one Power Rangers series, watch this one. Time Force is amazing. Standout moments from this series. There are so many standout moments from this series. One example being Rancic, the villain. Rancic, Nadira, can't remember the fish's name. Flax is awesome, the robot. And This is my favorite Power Rangers team of all time. Wes, Lucas, Trip, I can't remember the names. Jen. Jen was one of my favorite Power Rangers of all time. I can't remember. I can't believe I couldn't remember her name. God. Now, see, this is the name I always forget. The Yellow Ranger from Time Force is the name. I love her. I love her so much. I loved her Focus episode, but her name does not come to my head at this point. I love her too. Jen's arc, one of the best in Power Rangers history, really. So her arc goes in the beginning episode, the pilot episode. Her boyfriend, was it her boyfriend or her fiance? I think it was her fiance. Her fiance died, and that was like and she's from the future, so she goes back to the past because Rancic escaped to the past. If I can't rule the future, then I'll just rule the past! Oh my gosh, so many quotable lines from that show. I love this show. It is awesome. So she goes back to the past to capture Rancic, and then Wes is a descendant of her fiance from the future. So at first they were reluctant to have him join, and then Wes joins. And then Eric. Eric is another freaking amazing standout character in this series. Love his arc. I'd love to see them, and I was so happy to see them come back in Wild Force. Wild Forces and Time Forces team up episode. Amazing. So yeah, great series. They're amazing series, actually. If you guys don't watch any other Power Rangers series, watch Time Force. It is awesome. But let's move on before I start gushing over it too much. Wild Force. Power Rangers. Okay. It is above tempo. Okay. I don't see what the praise is for this series, really. The only thing I can remember about, let's put it up there. The only thing that I can remember about this series, and what brought it up actually for me, was the Song of Animaria. The Song of Animaria is amazing. If there's actually an instrumental version on YouTube, if you guys haven't seen that, awesome. And Cole's parents. I like the Cole's parents arc between Cole and Master Org. Other than that, I like the series finale. I like how they actually have finality for the characters and make it feel like this is really the end for them and their team. And they kind of show them after the fact and what they went off to do. And I was glad that they had a good life. I was glad that they went off and did better things. But honestly, I can't remember much about this series. It's very forgettable. The Mystic Wolf arc was pretty cool. But other than that, yeah. I have got nothing on this series, guys. I'm just trying to put it in my head. Like, remember what things happened in the series, what made it interesting. Really, I honestly can't remember. Damn. What's that? I don't know. Yeah, that was right after Chunk Fury. And then, sorry guys, I finished putting those in order. Oh wait, no I didn't. I'll finish talking about this one. Wild Force, yeah, nothing much to say about that one. There you go, no. See, I'm focusing more on putting these in order than actually talking about the series because I can't remember much about the series. Toxica. I remember Toxica. I don't remember much about this series. That's why it's so low on the list. It's not like so bad that it's memorable, but yeah, it's just kind of forgettable. Which some would argue is worse than being so bad. But yeah, it's just middle of the road for me. Can't say much about it. Ninja Storm. Much more excited about this series. I love this series. I like it. I like it a lot. Lothor was a awesome Power Rangers villain. One of my favorites. He was really funny. I mean, this was Divatox done good. Divatox is basically Lothor bad. So, what are some of the standout moments in this series? I love Lothor. Awesome episode. This isn't from Ninja Storm. This is actually from Dino Thunder, which I'll talk about next. But the Ninja Storm Dino Thunder team up was awesome. The characters were definitely done justice in that. I like how this series put much more of an emphasis on comedy. Toy was a great character. I really liked Toy and her arc. Cam is one of my favorite Rangers of all time, guys. Cam is awesome. Master G, or whatever his name was. No, that Master G is from, or Sensei G is from, Samurai, which we'll get to in a little bit. But Ninja Storm, I can't remember the name of this master. If you guys know the name of the master from Ninja Storm, please leave it in the comments down below. I know he was Lothor's brother. So, making Lothor Sam's uncle. But, yeah. Can't say... I can't say a lot about this series. It's funny. I love, Capri Myra. The general from the series was really cool too. I like the general and his design. Yeah, great series, awesome characters. Let's move on to Power Rangers Dino Thunder. Victory is ours forevermore. Protectors of the right. Defenders want to fight. Why can't I put you up? He's not going in Ultra Zord tier. He's going in Master Morphin tier. What are some things I really like about this series? I like the Rangers in the series. See, all the Rangers just kind of like run together in my head. That's kind of a problem. Unless they like really stand out. I remember Tommy was in this series. And I know that these Rangers were awesome. I just can't remember their names right now. It really makes me mad. Mesagog was sweet in this series. I loved Mesagog. Eliza was awesome. One of the things I didn't really like about this series was the powers. The dino powers that they had unmorphed. I feel that the suits should give them the power and that they shouldn't have any power without the suits. But it made the unmorphed fights just a little bit cooler. So, hey, can't complain there. The way they brought Tommy back was incredibly organic and I liked it a lot. Plus, I love Tommy as a character. Yeah, I really liked when Tommy got to morph. He got to be the Black Ranger. And I liked the episode where Tommy fought his past selves, like the Green Ranger. I think it was he just fought the Green Ranger. He fought the Green Ranger, he fought the White Ranger, the Tiger Ranger, and he fought the Red Zero Ranger. And I don't think he fought the Turbo Ranger. The Red Turbo Ranger. But, yeah. Very, very awesome series right there. Activate emergency! Yeah. The themes to some of these series are a lot better than the series themselves. I mean, SPD is good. The thing that I like about SPD is the journey that the characters go through throughout the series. They're kind of seasoned recruits before the series begins, because I think they've been on B Squad for a while. Especially, I hate how I can't remember some of these Rangers' names, but I love them so much. Especially the blue one, the blue SPD Ranger. Sky was his name. Sky. His dad was the Time Force Red Ranger, which is cool. But I don't know if it's Wes. If it was Wes, that would be cool. Then we have to confirm that last name for him, Sky Collins. But this might take place in a different universe than Time Force, so I don't know. They may have had their own Time Force Rangers there. But if this is in the same universe too, then this is confirmed to take place after Time Force. So yeah, I don't. Emperor Grum was really cool in this series. I liked Myra. Myra was a really cool kind of idea for a character. So she was a kid when the series began because Grum trapped her in like a kid's body, and then she was able to grow up throughout the series, and then she was able to he put her back in her old body and then back into her child body again. And I really liked them. They had a kind of a funny dynamic there. And Grum was a very serious, very threatening villain, so it was very nice to have that kind of comedy there. That little bit of comedy with Grum. Dolly Kruger in this series. Holy crap, awesome mentor. I like Dolly Kruger a lot. He actually bumps this up a couple spots now that I think about it. Some of the Rangers in this series, like Sid, I like Sid a lot. I like Bridge. Z was awesome. And the Red Ranger, whose name Jack. See? I remember all the Rangers' names in this series. And the silver one, the sixth one, was named Sam. Boom. And the assistant was named Boom. So, and the Doctor, Cat, was pretty cool. Kitty, or Dr. Kitty, I don't know, Kitty Pride. No, not Kitty Pride. That's X-Men. But, yeah, I always saw Kitty and Dolly Kruger getting together at some point. Maybe they did at the end of the series. I can't really remember, but I don't think so. She was a Ranger. Cat was a Ranger, but only for one episode. Then her Ranger powers went away. Boom was a Ranger, a Power Ranger in his dream. So, yeah, that was cool. I really liked the Orange Ranger. That little dream sequence was awesome. And Doggy Cougar, the Shadow Ranger, he got to be a ranger for a little while. But he didn't do much as a ranger. He mostly helped out in the background, which was fine. I liked him a lot. Emperor Grum, awesome villain. Really like this series. This is another series, just like Lightspeed Rescue. You see them train, and you know they train. That's kind of what I like about the more militarized areas of the militarized series of Power Rangers, for the militarized teams, I should say. Is that you see them train a lot more. You saw them train a lot in Ninja Steel too, and in Samurai, and in Jungle Fury, and in Dino Charge, with varying degrees of success. And we'll get to those. Mystic Force. Secret Power Rangers. Come to the Power Rangers. Alright, let's go. Turn it on. Set the record straight. Mystic Force, yeah. Again. Actually, I'll probably, I'll keep it up there. Because Wild Force actually had some things that I can remember from it. I actually had to look up. I don't remember any of the villains' names. I remember one Ranger's name, that's Nick. And I remember two Rangers' names, Nick and Madison. Madison is my sister's name, so that's why I remember that name. But Nick, I remember his name because of the parent arc. I really like the parent arcs in Rangers, Power Rangers, when they can bring up either lost or dead parents. In this case, they were lost, and he did end up finding them in the end. Korag was one of his parents, and Mentor was another one. She was like the queen of magic. She was the White Snow Ranger. I can't remember her name though. And I don't care to remember it. This is a series, I know I said I'd like to go back and watch through Wild Force and Lost Galaxy. This is a series I don't want to go back and watch through again. I don't care for this series whatsoever. And I remember the Master's name too. But the reason why I don't remember the Master's name is because I actually made a tier list last night of the Power Ranger villains, and I had to look up his name. And his name is literally Oculus the Master. So he was the main villain of that series. I wouldn't call him the main villain, but he was the villain that they fought in the finale. So, yeah, that's how that goes. I do not like Mystic Force. Do not watch Mystic Force. If there's a Power Ranger series that you should watch, most definitely it is Time Force. If there's a series that you should most definitely skip, it would not be Mystic Force, believe it or not. There is actually a series worse than Mystic Force that we'll get to. Jungle Fury. Here comes the Power Rangers, Jungle Fury. Trying hard to be the best that we can. Facing evil against the evil Daishi clan. But that's not right, we will never do right. Daishi, go away, we're here to save the day. Sorry, whenever I remember songs, I just have to sing through them. All the words I remember. Jungle Fury. One of my favorite things in this series, just like SPD, only a little bit better. The Mentor, RJ, is awesome. I love RJ. Casey, great ranger in this series. Gosh. What are the names? Done it. You guys know from the rest of these series. I can't remember some of their names. They might come back to me as the list goes on. I remember the later characters' names a lot more than I remember these characters' names, especially Ninja Steel. Ninja Steel is when I started getting the Power Rangers, which is unfortunate because it's not one of the best series, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Daishi, awesome. Camille, awesome. I love the villains in this series. The ones that I don't really like are the what are they called? The guys that come in and take over for Daishi. I don't really like those guys. The only reason why I like that arc is because of Daishi, and that's kind of excuse me, the beginning of his redemption arc. So yeah. Great series. Really like it a lot. Some of the masters in that series are another group of characters that I really like. But I don't want to harp on some of these series for too long because, as you can see, we got a lot more to get through here. Yeah, just know I really like RJ. I really like Daishi. Some of the standout moments in that series are when they meet RJ and when Daishi is redeemed in Camille. So, let's talk about it. You guys all knew it was coming. You guys all know it's bad. Operation Overdrive. Oh my gosh. What can I say about this series? Everything good that I had to say about this series, Time Force, I can say the complete opposite for this series. Andrew Hartford and the Butler. Trying to remember his name. Andrew Hartford and the Butler were really the only characters. Bertram or like something like that. No, Bertram was from Jesse. I don't know why I thought of that name. Spencer was his name. Spencer. Really like Spencer in this series. Liked Andrew Hartford. Not one of my favorite mentors, but hey, you can say he's good. Better than some of the other ones. Now, those are the two things I like about this series. What do I hate about this series? Literally everything else. The team up in this series was complete shite. Basically the older teams overpowered the new team 10-1, and they just gave up. This is the first time that you ever see a Power Rangers team give up, and that says a lot about this team. They were not determined. They were not motivated. I mean, you could say that about the Mighty Morphin team. They kind of walked away, but hey, you kind of understand because that's like the first time we're hearing about aliens on Earth. But by this point, they should know about the aliens. If this all takes place in the same universe, what the heck? Of course you should know about aliens. There's been time travel. There's been magic. There's been space travel, for Pete's sake. I mean, come on. And these guys did not have it hard. These guys were just like adventurers, and they were looking for relics. So yeah, this team, lazy, not determined, gave up very easily. I liked the team up. I liked the returning Rangers in the team up. The current team was complete shite. Just like they were in the rest of them. Dax is annoying. The Red Ranger, he had that arc where he was a robot. I mean, yeah, that was pretty good, but otherwise, completely forgettable series. And the things I do remember about it are terrible. The factions, the villain factions in this series, too much to focus on. Way too convoluted. They needed one faction that, maybe if they were all part of one faction, that would make sense. But the Fear Cats were my favorite villains in the series, but mostly because of their rivalry with Orion. Not Orion. Darn it, what was his name? He was another alien ranger. But yeah, that still goes in Rita's dumpster. Terrible. Worst series. RPM. Power Rangers RPM. Get in gear. Power Rangers RPM. Get in gear. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, it goes kind of up here between Mighty Morphin and CL. Or between SPD and Jungle Fury, yeah. SPD and then Jungle, yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't get the hype for the series. I honestly don't. The first watch through I had of it, it was kind of reminded me of like a Mad Max. I got kind of a Mad Max vibe. Apocalyptic, obviously. That's the vibe that they were going for. Yeah, Venjix. I mean, I liked Venjix. He was alright. But I think Evox now has done a lot better than Venjix was done before. In this series. Venjix won. That is a really cool, kind of twist. Because he survived their final battle and he got into one of their morphos. And you see Summer and Dylan get together, which is cool. You see them drop Leaflower off, along with his sister, which I can't remember her name. I remember her robot name was Tenaya 7, but I can't remember her real name. Yeah. Ziggy was funny in this series. I like Ziggy. Some of the lines that he had were funny. But Red Ranger, darn it, I can't remember his name. But I like how it tied back in to Beast Morphers currently. Dr. K was... I really liked her episode. She was one of my favorite characters in that series. I liked her a lot. But honestly, yeah. I mean, there are things I like about this series. It's okay. This series is good. There are things I like about it. I just don't think it's like God tier like some people say it is. Or the best Power Rangers series like some people say it is. Power Rangers Samurai. Samurai together! Samurai forever! Or Samurai fight together! Samurai forever! Or something like that. Yeah, it's a good series. I like it okay. It was a nice introduction. I liked Deku. Deku was a really cool villain. Xander was cool. Trying to remember a couple more. That octopus dude that was like, ooh, was kind of annoying, but I liked him okay, you know, he was good. Yeah, Jason in the series was really good. I know he kind of did the same thing as the Overdrive Rangers, but he was forced to. Um, he kind of dropped out of the Samurai team to make way for Lauren, but he was forced to. Master G forced him to. But Jaden in the series was a pretty cool character. Mia, I liked her. The token goofball character I liked, I can't remember his name right now. And the token work hard character I liked. Can't remember his name right now. But the token goofball character was the Green Ranger, and the token work hard Ranger was the Blue Ranger. And then the Pink Ranger, I think her name was like, because Mia was the, hold on, I need to think here. Was Mia in this series? Or was she in Megaforce? No, the Pink Ranger in Megaforce was... I know the Yellow Ranger in Megaforce was Gia. And Mia and Gia sound a lot the same. So I think it was Mia in this series, the blonde girl. I liked her a lot. No, it was Emily. Was it? It was Emily in this series. Yeah, and then Mia and Gia were in Megaforce. Emily in this series was good. She was a Yellow Ranger. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm just going with that right now. And Master G in this, or Sensei G, I can't remember his name. He was what kind of brought this down for me, because when Antonio came in to be a ranger, he basically kicked him out and said, "You're not a ranger. You can't be a ranger." Which, I mean, kind of makes sense, because this series has like a prophecy foretold that a prophecy that foretells that these Rangers are going to be Power Rangers. Which I did think was kind of stupid, but that's not Master G's fault. That's really the fault of the writers. But yeah, Master G kicked Antonio to the curb because apparently he wasn't in the prophecy. But he'd been training his entire life, so it was kind of a dick move. But he eventually let him in, which is good. So yeah, I'm not really on that Sensei G hate train as some people are. Mega Force Power Rangers, Mega Force, go Power Rangers. Yeah, Mega Force. I put it in Rita's dumpster for a reason. I like Mega Force. It's good. Troy was a good character. Troy was an alright character. I like Troy okay. I like his connection with Robo Knight. Noah was a pretty good character. All these characters are pretty bland in this show. Gia, I liked. They're all pretty bland, but I liked them. I liked their characters. Mia, whatever the other guy's name was. He was in the soccer. He was the Black Ranger. Then he was the Green Ranger. Yeah, I liked them. He was alright. They were alright. What puts it in Rita's dumpster, though, was that Super Mega Force finale. I mean, these guys got gypped. These Power Rangers actors got gypped of a role. I mean, I understand they brought back almost every single Power Ranger ever over the past 25 years. And there's about 5 Rangers on each team, so that would be about, I don't know. I'm going to do the math right now. I'm actually pretty curious about that one. 125 Rangers on the battlefield, fighting against the Armada. That could be wrong. My math could be off a little bit. This might have been the 20th anniversary, so I don't know. But there were a lot of Rangers on that field. Plus, some teams had 6 Rangers, some teams had 5 Rangers. There were different amounts of Rangers on each team. But yeah, some things I really liked about this series were the cameos beforehand. But like there was an episode with Casey that I really liked. There was an episode with Jaden and Master G that I really liked. Trying to remember a couple more. I think those were the 2 anthology episodes. The Casey one I liked a lot more because they actually tied him into the plot very organically, which they did not in this finale. Like, they didn't even say, hey, that's Casey over there. Hey, thanks for training us. Or anything like that. They didn't acknowledge him at all. Yeah, what I would have done for this finale is actually do what they're doing for the Beast Morphers right now. Bring back maybe like 2 or 3 of the best teams. There's not really any of the quote-unquote best. Everyone has their own opinions. But bring Jack Overdrive. No one's gonna be asking for Overdrive. God damn those guys. Maybe like SPD. Maybe Mighty Morphin. Definitely Mighty Morphin. They definitely bring back Mighty Morphin. If you bring back Mighty Morphin, I'd bring back Daniel Thunder. Actually, another series that did this way better and really well was actually Ninja Steel. I like Ninja Steel's anniversary episode a lot more than I like this one. I think Dimensions in Danger was the Super Ninja. It was actually Super Ninja Steel. But the Super Ninja Steel, I don't know if it was an anniversary episode. I think it was. But yeah, really cool episode there. Just didn't like the finale for this one. They all got gypped way too hard, and the reason for that is bringing back too many Rangers. So they didn't all get enough screen time. Power Rangers, Power Rangers, Power Rangers, Power Rangers, battle charge. Yeah, this series was a breath of fresh air. We went through 2 very mediocre series, and then got to this series right here. Tyler, Shelby, Chase, Riley, Kendall, Coda. That's funny. I'm just like naming off characters to show that I like this series a lot more. Keeper, Sledge, Poisandra, Curio, Fury, Wrench. yeah, there was. I hope they bring. One of my favorite parts of the series was Sledge. I hope they bring Sledge back a lot more. They've been bringing Sledge back a lot. I really like Sledge. I hope he's the main villain of another season. Sledge is really cool. Lord Zed is another really cool character that I really like. That I hope they bring back in the. I know they brought Goldar back. I actually need to finish watching that episode, actually. But yeah, what they're doing with the Dino teams in Beast Morphers right now, fantastic. Loving that. One of the first times that they've actually brought back past villains with the reanimator that Scrozzle has. By the way, it's not on here. Mighty Morphin would go up. I mean, not Mighty Morphin. Beast Morphers would go up here. Really like Beast Morphers. That would go straight up into Morphin Master. Let's keep talking about Dino Charge, though. They had a huge team of Rangers, but they didn't utilize all of them to their potential. But hey, that's alright. They had like 10 Rangers. They used 5 of them. They used 5 main Rangers and then brought back like Prince Philip and who else did they bring back? They brought back Prince Philip. They added Xenowing. Kendall was a Ranger, but I don't think she went out as much as the other ones. So yeah, Dino Charge, really good series. I liked the divide between Dino Charge and Dino Supercharge. There actually was a divide there. They switched up main villains, and yeah, just overall an awesome series. And apparently Sledge went on vacation between Dino Charge and Dino Supercharge. Most of Dino Supercharge. Good for him, man. He deserves it. He's gonna put up with Poisandra, his naggy girlfriend. So yeah, guys, if you have a naggy girlfriend, just get a spaceship, go to space, become an intergalactic bounty hunter, and go on vacation. I would applaud you if you did that. Ninja Steel! Go! Power Rangers Ninja Steel! Now, as I've said before, the anniversary episode for this series was awesome. Loved it. Not as good as what they're doing with Beast Morphins right now. I'd have to put that like above even Forever Red. But Ninja Steel is awesome. The anniversary was awesome. I liked the relationship between Haley and Calum, or whatever his name was. Brody and Levi had a pretty good brotherly bond there too. And Sarah and Magic Man kind of just got gypped. I just call him Magic Man. I don't even remember anything about him except that he did magic. Preston, Sarah and Preston kind of got gypped, put to the side. Now, let's talk about the villains for this series. Some of the worst that I've seen, guys. This has got to be worse than Divatox here. Maybe not worse than the factions in Operation Overdrive. Maybe not worse than the Cog in Super Mega Force. But we got Galvanax and Madame Odious. Madame Odious was not a threat